else. Omo na your friend is saying, o child lock na mani nya adwuma. And then obe shobi ho akwala ntimi roli glass never down na ne ti etetempu manim na ne maami etwi ne papa etwi ka on hwempo bibia ne ba na ewo. And all of those things that was say me ni ekọ ho. Disasters ni be avoidable. It shouldn't even happen to start with.
Inti obi mesre bebre na Chesesa nyoma we na anontimi mras ne ho entimi nto de to so bie mo
me ba obi say obi as well obi pedestrian rules must apply. Walk on the left and who say no na idea was say ma pedestrians who use kwan no don't walk with your back facing cars are eba e was say de bia no when him extra cars are eba
sa walkways
pavement na was say about for fast
ye di dwa wo so anase bi ni ho de wo ho no ye di dwa wo so anase bi ni ho kra. So you know when you na enkoma
but when po na me ka enipa na ka say obi I walk in the mornings as well and I see many people walking on the wrong side of the road.
Oh no dear no very good.
If you ever game pass
panya na we o shiaka no na
abo in the papa ya ye ka ne ho ase you ever say ebia na or walking facing oncoming vehicles say car na ba na nko be hu ebia no wadina nchen I think that advice
okay well taken by the crowd so say hanya careful here tin ye kwan ye ya yenye ni ye preku all the needed things as I say wo ho makwan
maybe a bicycle befa maybe a motor befa maybe a pedestrians befa ni nyina ye ma
very simple
na ko fi apia asante here that say
na that's pa because sa nyoma we nyina obi abo shape a lot of things so ya years to train them a ebe hu ana say Ekosiisen bebre edi aba ana maybe quickly nyoma mienu na me hu say na awie na mo se mu ne a Greek minister named YEF.
And the YEF.
We were interested because of maybe the broiler project. My test about we outside the phase 2. Planting for food and jobs.
Yes.
Because of the job I also do.
Sure.
Directly working with the animal industry. No. Into interest. But as I'm about Yemma Yenu mo framantem ne Jaman or East on look at if you crack up
Bono East on bed, you know, but predominantly Volta, Eastern, Greater Accra region,
Segene Ketane, Abozomini Dojini Samiamiano, Bonicope, Adidomis, yes,
and a mepe, that's North Tongue, Central Tongue, and South Tongue.
My belief is that. As I said, ye boa. Na sa uni kesia asi. Maybe it was expected, but not to this level of destruction.
But so before we go on to spillage, Ninsen Seminole, Augustina Himfall said, Obi, the Ghanaian man is overly pampered.
Okay.
You see people drive with their kids on their laps, and when you even prompt them, they get angry. The same thing applies to driving and passengers. When a driver overspeeds and you complain, passengers will be insulting you. And Augustine, it's true. And we don't know how else to say it. But among for lack of leadership, personal leadership at any mind, because we've misconstrued what leadership is. In the Nepali free said, media me masa you be a juma in the media meeting baby. Driver Nina or the amount for kono. If he is minded about the juma he would be sensitive to incorporate what the car name. But all driver now mentality is you could show you don't fit to be behind any
that's what I'm
any willing steer.
You had drinking the obi. I see a whole power. On minor, you know, I see a whole phone.
Because it's hardly as a driver is speedy. Not make a car, not passing your money in a moody at him.
On minor,
and some way I'm coming
oh, yeah, Debbie, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, what has experience with La Money or no? La Hono,
La Quine,
driver, no catcher, driver. Now, one no more, they see which chance I need to pay. The driver need to respond. The driver need to show a certain level of remorsefulness. But passenger not Timmy catcher or any super glue. Aso. One say, oh no. Where is it a concern, a national concern? Passenger no echo wunu semi. Or no one decline Yakudra catcher and say, oh, the super glue crowd tired and the problem here to the man who giant never call. So that's the mindset that we live with. It's young animals make it will be back to that conversation. Yenim say it's expected. In fact, some checks that I have done say any frequent in terms of Akozubu Dam spillage.
Yeah.
We almost said the last time checking.
And then the last time they spilled was 2010.
2010.
Before 2010, not the last time was 1991.
Yes, maybe.
In the a check.
Maybe once there's a spillage, there's a spillage. Sure. I believe that via reform also no. So mututu omunoma na nipa nso etisa abia honom no almost collaborate with the MC and then the assemblymen opinion leaders and they be kasa nkomo later. But the hard dream the bia na me can say biribia da no me ka aya na nipa bi ni menyaadwe we century ni na onya kwanya na o this nkomo bi say national issues. For instance they no be tudwa about the distorted representation of the president. Asem potia okokai na ye butu asem no. You see, in sensitive times like this, because
emotional issue, sentimental issue, a little trigger.
Yes, that is all I want to plead. Now, that's not what we need as a country. So for once, we can't be one as a country
and see this as a national disaster.
As a disaster.
Deliberate attempt to twist you careful.
If we allow these politicians, if we allow ourselves as journalists, we will play to a certain gallery that will inure to the benefit of a fewer group of people at the expense of the larger people.
Asempa FM.
That is all that I fear. Onyamiadum, the job that we are engaged in is not to bring up matters that can trigger confusion, chaos, matters that can just break a country together, all together. It's for the past bare 4 months, because we all will admit, Nana because the chairman of the stakes, we all will admit that these 2024 elections,
a historic, quite different from all other elections.
Because of the history that comes with it and the interest levels that are at stake now. But none of these interests should supersede the national interest.
Sure.
It is central for and this is where the GJ should come reacting. The distortions and misrepresentations is just becoming unbecoming on our part. On our part, for whatever interest, that's up to you. But Debiadano, prese Ghana, that asumdwena ye wono, cherish it. Because we take it for granted. Not what we are expecting. Say Rebecca Kasa ye diago, one day. I try sano, but one kikra. Nafi, the end I perceive who they perceive. Uyami parrying. That's why no, I am enjoyable because there is no culture of silence. But what is happening now is that the impunity, the culture of impunity, the culture of insults, the culture of misrepresentation, and that's why I said the generation that we are building. If we don't cut it off and rebuild again, to put patriotism and love for the country, and let everybody understand that and we have only one Ghana. Near James free and well, maybe we'll all be laughing at the wrong side of our mouth. Let's take partisanship out on most of this national discourse. Because the comparisons that we do, they are retrogressive comparisons. The fact that you're from so and no, it does not mean that same today when we do, we should repeat it. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. It is our minds so ensure the free mistakes. No, we don't progress, we don't develop, we are stagnant. So I beg Obi, Ampa, we are the fourth realm and all those communities. But the fact that you are the fourth realm, no, you are not superhuman or above the Constitution. Yes, we are powerful, but we are not above the Constitution. Yes, we have the power to change the narrative. But we should be as truthful and focused and nationalistic at every point in time. The relevance of the present visit in Ghana, the distorted facts and a reality. You can have a challenge with the communication that the president gave at that point. Nobody will fight you on that matter.
But put exactly what he said.
Exactly. Also, with what the president said, I deal with you.
Timing.
I hold that position. I respectfully I disagree with Mr. President because it's a conversation. Maybe you have your friends that you relate very nicely with, that you are having that what one have fun. But not in moments.
Yeah.
Sebi, yenya bratra yenin ton na ye try ajajo. How dear, what that because you admit that there's an oath that is binding on you. That's not even the area to remind us of your oath, and that to remind us that you are the president, because you came there in your capacity as the number one person. Everybody admits that, but words of motivation and encouragement in the who say and it is not true that regime be able to follow for a particular political party. It's not true. It's not true. So, Mr. President, on that one, that bit about, I'm the president, you people don't even vote for me and all those things, but, as a president, I have to come and do. Yes. That bit, I respectfully think that.
It was not very
necessary. It was not very necessary at that material moment. It doesn't warrant distortion
of what he said.
Exactly. It doesn't warrant it.
Okay.
Timasrew, Biribia da Median Cassia Hoya Cocobo say, Sa Quanyana Yanya Editian, Sebi, and Yankwane in Indian. Yan try argument will be what a superior argument what we are discussing here.
Of course.
If you obey Yan Fanny said, or no should decide the superior argument, Eba to Yadian home. Nina just for a better Ghana, yes, she said finally we'll have it.
Of course.
But if we ignore superior arguments to counter arguments, then rather we resort to insults, disrespect, and then lack of discipline, respect for one another. Now you ever call the partisans.
Asempa FM.
Then woe unto us. Woe unto us.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I want to end on this so that when you are some person when you are kwenye dinkomo now omatime dinkomo why you penino. Now me a few questions the man.
Okay. Kofi Japan.
Japan. Minim say suggestion be a me know the bar say one na eboa posifo no ma omutimi direct control.
Yeah. Community police for no
say now omuni Ghana police service why she
the last time Oba no kind said they are still engaged, and he made a passionate appeal to the IGP in that regard.
Okay.
Hopefully maybe NSA nyame buana enye nsuo ya we no timi ba would find out
I have
a bit
lot
more
of
from
questions
him.
for him. Again, why in Nanka some terms of reference, how well are they engaging the youth in productive ventures? So at your say ye kuayo, say the prison service, say the police service, say models are holding in.
Sure.
How well are they engaging them? An appreciable end of month a year compensations better. A cut that show prompt payment or still the usual chorus na debia than in your number between 2 months, in 3 months, and all those things. And your fortune say be at what bar, my bar or no be or and there's a bar. Minim say be ensuring but Mame Enkase a useful tool. And he should set up because on Oyebebunu.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for him to also prove that the young guys in the system they are also capable of managing certain agencies and departments and authorities. It's very, very
and my interest prior in the new model mobile launch, which is the youth in Agrek, as part of PFJ part phase 2.
How many youth in Agrek?
Youth in Agrek. And you know, so that youth in Agrek has been around for some time. And then I want them to tell us the impact they seek to make. In that, because mostly only youth needing come on. Yes, so much say youth in Agrek, but opeso ye bi oni me bi oko. Say ebi oni asase me youth na me jina me ni asase. I'm interested in going into Agrek. What should I do? You know, and those questions na be pese omoba be yi ano e de na babru bi a otia or what's her desire to want to go into Agrek. Okay, ebi free district way. Is there any place in that district I'm asase available, seedlings available? The here ne me de me nim de ene memre ebehwe na ma chefo na ma fu na etimi aye kama. Then we have a conversation. Etimi aboa. Anya sa de bia no will launch the program, a nice name, Youth in Agric. But on paper, youth moko into they don't know even where to go. And I think that has been the issue with a lot of these interventions are buying at the bank. We hope that this one would be really different.
And now I see. Na menka se debiado.
But unimu so say answer na obekono. One of the things we are doing, the Adom brands of the multimedia group. When you say Adom brands, they Adom FM, Asempa FM, Adom TV, and adomonline.com. We want to help because when you say Enrana Meka say the resource we have as a media house, the airtime na ye wono. And unim say for a media group like the multimedia group, no, the cost of our airtime no enye agro. The cost no is very, very huge. Inti the airtime is the resource we have. And what we do is that we use our airtime no to help advocate for things. Okay.
But Starsky person can you?
Okay.
My presentation, it didn't come out as such. Say, senior, wouldn't it be also helpful the conversation? Wouldn't it also help the conversation if we try to contextualize why the president made those remarks? Contextualize. Within what context? I the president
I don't know the briefing he got because them say he's briefed about the prevailing issues area now occur, you know. And I don't know the briefing unya say bia locally, you know, na amount for the air policy. Because you remember say one criticism unya was in the Keta episode, you know. Was the Keta when to me uncle? I don't know at the time. I think no other assignment went to me and uncle Keta. And it was one major criticism unya.
Okay, statistics from what he says.
Yes.
Comments need to say I won't go.
So that's the point I'm making. And I make say maybe depending on the briefing he got, say this is the air course on the ground. Say as a Volta region in T what they buy and to say be other places. And people can cite people can cite the Keta episode, no, and say okay. The last time a similar disaster was Keta, until people would have that conversation on the ground. Maybe he was briefed to that effect, such a lane. So he thought he had to use the opportunity to respond.
Poisonous thinking,
oh yes, but that's the nature of our politics.
But I don't know, I'm shifting free one. If you only the crowd Ghana.
Yes.
Mimi fee, I'm gonna form you
FM. Oh, okay.
Mimi fee. I have a jump call
Nzema Kekam.
So I say, Dominic, a cross over.
Abang cry. Meme call crap.
One cross walk we see a crap. It would just crosses. Yeah, whatever crosses. Whatever crosses in the cake. So we need to understand some of these things. You're not careful. Now you be an imtia. All in the name of wanting to maintain power or wanting to come to power.
Yeah.
Not in the name of building a better Ghana. A one Ghana with diverse opinions. Baby Fako. Ghana.
Yeah.
If that is not your core headache, then there's a big challenge for us as a people. Because even with this our dear graph drama. As amoeba, shapeless, without any form. Some of these conversations, no, and then
and I think sometimes, no, when you are a leader near mouse are briefing on the ground before you speak, you might be tempted to want to respond. But that's why the burden of leadership, ain't easy. Sometimes you say penny dia mate.
What you behave as if say want cry.
If you are not careful, based on the feedback from your men on the ground, you think, say, Charlie, this is the appropriate time for me to respond. But I'm sure no one your time any wrong. And I think that is where maybe President Kenya issue.
Or see, senior, wrong is wrong.
Yes.
And right is right.
Yes.
The president goof, and his statement was very needless. Unfortunately and unnecessary. So sad. Maybe also
free air ban, and that's why I speak about the burden of leadership. Until when you are giving the information on the ground, man, your job now is to decipher and say okay, the enkofoka from me. Am I to respond at this moment? I say mean defer my response to another time, because when you respond at that moment, it might be misconstrued. Now one the effect or response now per se it to me, and that's the situation president are finding himself in. I thought say yes, he might have gotten that feedback from the ground, but he should have stayed on he should have remained focused. Say adia me bahasa me baba be to come and sympathize with the people. May what government support be a demo announce it, and then I go my way. At another forum, maybe you can react to Sanyo man at that time in the party. I think the right, irrespective of feedback, it wasn't the right time.
Yes. I think it will help us all if we play the full audio of the speech and you appreciate what the president was saying. He made those comments because prior to his visit, some people were trying to do politics.
Yeah, but that's what we've said.
He was feeling reluctant to visit
the
place.
Yes.
Anna, Prince Henry, so the president goofed. Simple. That wasn't the time to make such a mockery of jokes.
Yeah, but I say utie comments na abana. Nanampunsa bedi akoye MPP ni. Yeah, he will support the president. Prince Henry Koforidia and Worcester the Susu, Paul the Susu, NDC for. It's to be expected really, but I think seriously no.
No,
but I won't say there is a trend. If you see the MPP for you see the NDC for.
But that's always what you see.
It's a trend. Yes,
there's a fact and there's an opinion.
Of course.
Of
course.
Of course. Is the fact.
Yes.
But the whole opinion.
And unfortunately for you, and Komo we na opinionated in Komo because whether you think the president goofed or not, your opinion. You understand?
He didn't.
Obi free say based on information on the ground, he should react there and then, and the president did. I would also think say Darby. You went there for a purpose. Go and deliver on that purpose and leave. At a later date, you can react to sa in seminar on the ground.
The motorcycle breach of the road law in a way has been curtailed by the police action against riders in discipline.
Yes.
However, the use of motorcycles carrying and ferrying under 5 old kindergarten kids, 4 to 5 on motorcycles to and from school must be stopped immediately by digital dampering, MTTD. And that's my take on the cultural OB. Or say, I implore Dominic to make available airtime within his production to discuss this menace of children restraining cars and also the kids on motorcycles. Or how can say,
because it made the issues very unavoidable, very avoidable. I think. Yeah, but that's the truth. Oh no, that's what I'm saying. But you can see the trend. Say, depending on where the person stands, no, the reaction predictable. We say, Obi. No briefing warrants the comment made by the president. There was no need for him to refer to the people as people who don't vote for him. As the president of the nation, he was obliged to help provide solutions to the problems at stake. Honorable Derek Ohene Bequin, former MP, and a former DC, Upper West Action. Honorable Derek Ohene Bequin.
So a London guy.
Oh, sir. Oh, no, you're based in London.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm a teacher for football. That was a fine.
Honorable, I agree with you. I think I just shared a similar opinion as yours. Cindy, thank you. Where's the Obi? I think, okay, I don't know, Nampon Sabedi Akomahine has dealt with your message already. Me pacho uti, me na also wa jentra. Yeah, WhatsApp number, no, yeah, 0548 443 523. 0548 443 523. Na foul messages.
Juliet Emmanuel Loss is the Juliet Loss na. Ono wa London.
Okay.
Ono no eno was say no enkunta form you know agona form kunta form you know me feel also nim Juliet, good
interesting. Juliet, and I say, for those of you listening, 0548, 0548 443 523. That's our WhatsApp number. And maybe a phone lines now more community concern. More they brain.
Ghana for more visa or Canada and the American embassy.
Insure. Now don't mujina insure him. And so mujina bonting.
You know where the guy say.
Oh, Charlie.
Nay, quite dimby. Who's
Charlie?
Ni cover beer.
Charlie.
But the mission free embassy phones almost say. See amount 9 over the way much for and your massive.
Yeah.
Amount 9 o'clock.
Yeah, amount 9
for. What do you expect them to do? Because by the time at 9 the now we no lie on my a year embassy.
Yeah.
So amount 9 o'clock. No abano control 4 a.m. or no embassy no bed. Now 4 a.m. You had to say the echo heaven.
And
there's no catches on Red Juma 6 o'clock.
Ebebo 8 so I said Charlie.
Yes.
Ne car tire pipe.
Ofri doma.
Oba 1 a.m.
do have 1 a.m.
Or embassy appointment at 9 a.m.
But I born no one can say mine. The contribution.
Yeah.
Now that general. Obama all manner of excuses. Now Jesus because mini sympathy that's anything that is attached to Ghana.
Yeah.
Your commitment levels so down. Now generation show boy me dey obeka che mind. Ye nyina ekọ ba no bu ye da. Se nyina de pe no. Ye nyina krokodile anu so menso no bu ye da. Ye nyina de pa no.
Ye nya ye de ye ne ye pese ye dwan ko be.
Ye nya se pese kwa bonti a. The insurance be ko so abu ye wi be ko so ahia. Ye nyina de pa no. It's a shame. It's a shame because say Hackman bre so sa bre no foreign affairs so. Open Hackman chiao. And them so no mo ye skirmishes kakaiwa ensiaga. Ensiaga. To look out for
to control side anything no more time be am family.
Now go free tamale.
Yeah.
What about down 4 a.m.
Abra appointment here 9 a.m. and 10 a.m.
So bro. Na me de me simu say. Na me mu me kwa so na ebu me bi. Ye nyina na atu ani monyam ase. Ana ye nyina no. Obi what tell me ya to tu ani monyam ase.
Sure.
If our leaders are not fighting for us on this score because it looks very inhumane. Yeah. Apart from a certain level of aswodin bi ayewo no. We cannot just be treated like that.
It's true. It's true.
It's very bad. The next conversation we have on some of our ambassadors or represent here various
other countries.
Oh, more do na. Omo foku. Minim omo core responsibility there. But ambassadors no do na omo kwetna Ghana name no. Do na no.
Office kromonko. Omo sorry office kromonko. Office kromonko. Bebre ambassadors so called Ghanaian communities what countries or representing Ghana no. They've not even met them before. Onsia Ghanaian you wonder what they do. You really wonder what they do. Well, you had the work of France, you had the work of Germany, you had the work of Canada. Now Ghanaian community won't share more than the end.
Well, say every Canada for friends no share a true dose one and it's not to say some of them are not doing well.
Oh yeah, some of them are doing well.
But honestly, we should really look
some of them are doing very well.
Responsibility
one
of
person, for example,
we should look at
rep was South Africa. Charles Oredo, solid guy. Solid guy.
We have to look at it.
Solid guy. What me broker we be visa free to South Africa. He's done very, very well.
So
Charles Oredo.
Foreign affairs, mammy on pen once a meeting, and foreign affairs, like as minimum Sana Montitia, Obi Edinburgh Robiano, or tenny of pay a new person or
diplomacy.
And this woman back here,
Hanatete.
Yeah, very lovely.
Yeah, diplomacy.
Lovely.
You have to look it. You have to look at so you're a diplomat. It will say show in Ubibia your conduct, everything. In the end,
you are restrained a bit.
Yeah. You are.
You will be out as a super refined product.
So how I will be Casananya Sana?
Sure. Surprisingly, all our foreign ministers.
You rise above board because we are a statesman automatically because of the engagement
that's
you
the
go
only
into.
area I'm saying. Yeah, ministers.
Sure.
Foreign affairs.
Be a question out to
so tamed.
Is it America in the next government, whether the NDC or the NPP, who will be foreign affairs minister?
Alex Befia.
For NDC.
Yeah.
MPP.
Hey. Oh no, in MPP. Okay. But some countries say, His Excellency the former president, flag bearer now for the NDC.
Yes.
On it, Professor Nesako.
Jane Nana.
Masa system.
Is it what decided?
Oh, yeah, we.
Jane Nana neighbor.
Yeah, we are Jane Nana neighbor. Yeah, we. Me better I catch say Eric Opoku.
Yes.
Masako drawing board no so I
can say I'm fat.
Yeah, we.
Is it a Jane?
They make a own tiasi. Esas Sam Saba.
Na ewu ada kwen.
Oh, nebrebeso.
And yes, it's here.
Nebrebeso. How is your national health insurance? Papa no so cry. Oh.
Your friend is saying, Uncle need is saying, Sylvester.
Yeah.
Is it Sylvester? Yeah.
Yeah. Ana papa na yire me yire te se ne yire ana ono so te se me te se ono. Ono so mo ono ne yire training pa. Ana ono so yire training ba o fat te se me ono easy. You know, papa so ka papa kokko bruni bi no. Also ono na me chiro boko nya baba. After John Dramani mama. Oh papa na me ke.
Mold na.
There be. Oh papa you know UPS and IPS and UPS.
Oh my goodness,
Joshua Labi. Say me no, me who na me many aje say. Oh no, me no at the same lane. Pepper for me and I'm so. And me no there. Na all who days.
Joshua Labi, or that's you interested?
Oh, they say wait there John president.
No, me say after John Mahama no interested.
The exit of John Mahama after whether
the assembly.
Yeah, another conversation altogether. Yeah, another conversation.
But a man for a time is a time.
I'm not a taboo, so. Wait, I'm not a touch a butterfly. I see butterflies to call voter region.
Yeah, or visit away from movement for change.
Yeah, and all
the so brutal.
But walk up already. Mama's minute you walk.
Yeah, or Volta, or Volta. Now, a near friend is saying, na NPP so running meeting come on, or my chassis.
Hey, Okofas Mabo. And rather,
or my chassis didn't come on.
I will rather Dibia Sabekao. Eslousu. For Minister for Communication, right?
Yeah, Minister for Communication, Ablekuma West. Member of Parliament.
Dina Abekao Eslousu, and a Deputy Speaker Parliament.
Joe Seusu. Joe Wise.
Omo Beka, Almighty Napo, and Ira Duchum. And Ira Chairman
Sabunsu.
So if all things come up Baumia there, because it stands no, and yet easy fight between Baumia and Ken Japan. So I just say,
and Akuto.
Akuto. Don't go there because as it stands now, when you see the
2 horse race.
Only additions, no doubt about that.
Hey, but don't joke with Atopan.
Atopan,
Akuto tops all.
Another year back.
Auntie.
Atopa. Mimi, chef.
Akoto tops all. Share. What is it? Unim the echo.
And what the menu can you? Akoto tops all.
Akoto tops all. Atopa.
Oh, go.
Wajidin brutal.
There you are.
Is it your 2 horse race?
2 horse race. And to me, the 11th wonder of the world.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We wish them well. They've done well. So much me akoko.
But what to say running mate into Ubo Almighty Napo or say Chairman Sabonsu Educhum Doctor
2 entrance here.
Eslausu.
Yeah, Eslausu.
Joe Wise.
Yeah.
Now what the Opoko nyina din?
Matese Pentecost penny pay so likely so you're part of the race. Pentecost penny but as to whether Europe or
Apostle Opoku the nearby app. But as to say, interested and say another thing. But that would be an interesting choice. Really.
Yeah, and no one say Katie Hammond straight away.
Running mate.
Complete.
Katie Hammond.
Yeah, a champion.
Sir.
Now, Vice President Dominic. Oh, Vice President Katie Hammond. I would have no problem.
Chaleba. But Kennedy Japan Katie Hammond combination. So the wow.
That one.
Like 2 months to be a reshuffle. Every 2 months reshuffle.
Sure. Those are the for now. Now we are going to right?
Yeah, it's not you that.
Now we can brands low account brands. Now see
into I mean you a year. Oko mepe ye wo association bi with ewo mepe omone adom brand aka yentoma abo ano a ye hwe na yenso yetimi akwakoboa yenuanom a ewo nti wo hwe adom online story ayaya Adom brand of MGL partner MDA to mobilize relief items for victims. MDA, no, for those of you who are not aware, MDA Mepe Development Association. Okay, Mepe Development Association. It is support for flood disaster victims. Ewo Mepe and its environs. Inti Momo number ewo ha medebe tudja, and then the list of items are here to go and support our brothers and our sisters in that enclave. No, yedini nyina ebe tudja na. But it's something we launched this morning into Adom FM, Asempa FM, Adom TV, and AdomOnline.com. To push this particular campaign to mobilize relief items and cash for victims of the flood.
My main draws attention. Yeah. My uncle Parson could go see. They also independent candidate Europe Alan Koluchemanti. Oh my, the surprise of the day now.
Surprise what then
in terms of a year back to national urban or see if the API back was same the ocean dynamics now, it will be difficult for Alan to break through. And yet reserve for another conversation. Because I don't see any better. Pentagon Jumbo out to share with your sister. Yabekasa.
Oh, I hear
no movement. Oh, no. The move. Some
LPG.
Some
Nasa.
That's some
a brutal.
Mobile quantity now with
LPG.
What I was about to Ghana for can.
Yeah, you bet you Ghana for can. And under LPG, so President now the best finance minister. That's the new thing I hear by the president will be the finance minister.
Monji blinking kind of GTPDB. Okay, kind. You want to show all manner of people. The wedding come on. But that's it for your time.
Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem 94.7 FM. If you are listening to us now, or community concern, ubetimi